So we're dressed up today because we were just at a book signing for Andrew Morton's new book that he has coming out called Winston and the Windsors that I look forward to reading. It was a very enjoyable luncheon, but we are close to BTS, so we're gonna pop in real quick. So let's go see what they have at BTS. With a little fish on top. Oh, goodness. I'm not sure what this is or what it would be used for. It's kind of egg-shaped. It looks to me like you would put like a tea light or a little, I think a sterno on the bottom there. But what would you put in it? Or what would it be used for? I want 120 for it. Let me remind everyone, this is a good chance to remind everybody that we are in Los Angeles. This is right on the edge of Beverly Hills. This is a big, beautiful thrift store, and they've got some high prices on things for sure. There's no doubt about it. But I have found many a great deal in here. Eric's already over here checking the glassware out. There's so much of it. I don't take shots, but I do love like something that could be a cute little shot glass. Derek's still down down on his knees. I think these would make fun little shot glasses. And they're little after dinner dessert wine size. There's 6 of them for $4 a piece. Pretty dish. I love the blue and white with the floral colors. $8. See, I love that price. Oh, there's big old chip, darn it. Which is probably why it's $8. Look at these fish plates. They're $4 a piece. Look how great those are. And there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Yeah, I'm getting the fish plates. Speaking of shot glasses, how about a little Nantucket shot glass? I just picked up this little pretty dish, and I was surprised to see on the back that it says it's Delft. I'm so used to Delft being only blue and white that this is such a pretty little plate that is so colorful. So the thing with the dish section is that you need both hands to really, because the way that they're stacked, and I mean, this is like 3 rows deep. I'm getting pickier and pickier with my dishes because I want to be pickier about what I'm picking up, making sure it's really something unique. Like these little oval plates. These are made in England by John Haddock and Sons. And this one it's had some crazing, so it's had some discoloration, but like these are unique. This size and shape is something totally different because of the oval. Oh, now these are good. So these are saucers, but I have sold other chinoiserie saucers like this before because they are great little accent plates for sitting a candle on or doing whatever you want, because they really don't, kind of the way they're painted, the middle saucer part kind of disappears. Since the holidays are coming up and everybody's going to need like dessert plates, appetizer plates, that's kind of what I'd like to find. This looks good. It says the Mayflower. Do we think that this is the Mayflower? But it's stamped Delft's Poly, P-O-L-Y, Holland. What is this one? This looks like a Mission plate. Yeah, it's from Santa Barbara Mission. Vernon Kilt's first edition. It's got a chip right there, but if you use this, I like that. You used it as a wall display. Nobody's going to see that. Okay, what do we think the chances are that there's a gym? Oh my gosh. Look. See, but this is where the goodies hide though. Down in bins like this that nobody wants to go through. I mean, I don't really want to go through them either. Oh, see? Yeah, this is stainless steel Norway. The handle looks like it was probably, unfortunately, went through the dishwasher, but a little wood oil. I think I can see that was an easy grab. This was a good, I just sold one just like this. I dug through all of that and came out with all of that. So, and my hand, I want you to look at my hands, how dirty they are. It's worth it though, for all of that. These are great. Remember my video from last time I was here at BTS? I asked you guys what this is for. Now we know. This little $28. It's signed by the artist. This piece of pottery. This little plate that you could set on a table. Look at the colors in that. I'm not sure what the technique is called, but it's really beautiful. The camera, I don't think, is doing justice to the blue. Maybe it is a little bit. So again, see, it's unique. That's what I'm looking for. Look at this little lamp, this ginger jar lamp. I love this. I want $80 for it. I love both of those. I love lamp. I love lamp. Found a bunch of pretty transferware down here that would be good for plate walls. This is coaching scenes from Johnson Brothers for $18. That one. And look at this bigger one. It's almost really a bowl. Look how big and pretty that is. They want $30 for this one. Again, Coaching Days, Johnson Brothers. And then this one. And I love platters, but you guys just don't buy platters. But look at the colors, the blue and white for this. Again, Coaching Days, I want $48. So those are all so great, but like I said, you guys just don't buy platters. More of these dishes. I just sold a bunch of these, which is nice. There's more of those. Look at this. This is what drew me over here. Look at this bowl. It looks like, I can't tell if that's just faded, like the colors have faded or worn off in the middle, because there's the bright colors around the sides. Let's see what the bottom says. It says Lockhart and Company, Richmond. Look how pretty this little cookie dish is, candy dish. There's some marking on there. I can't tell. They want $30 for it. It is so pretty. Hand painted. I spotted these. I can't tell. They look like they're made in Portugal. They look like the dishes that the Ivy uses here in Beverly Hills. This is a short latte mug, but I think it could also be a soup or like yogurt bowl, and they only want $8. There's only 2 of them, but this one has a bunch of utensil marks in it, but that doesn't scare me because Barkeeper's Friend and a little elbow grease, that'll be gone. Can't shut the door. There's so much great art here. This one, I love the colors of this. They want $180 for it. It's signed and numbered, so it's just a print. I'm not sure who it's by, but I just love the colors because it's so different. Look at this. I know Derek's telling me to be careful because I cut myself one time here before. Look at this needlepoint. This framed needlepoint looks really old. How much do they want for it? Yeah, see, look at the canvas on the back and how it's nailed into the, using nails to put it in the frame. It's really old. Let's see a price tag. This looks good. I can't tell if that It looks like original work. I want $40 for it. This terrain is the perfect fall colors. It's kind of hard to see. It's tucked back in here. Doesn't have its ladle, but that would be pretty on a table because it has the orange and green and yellow, just great fall colors. Okay, this looks great. Looks like a punch bowl. Handles, 48. Let's see if I see any. There's no writing on this one. I can't see any markings, but I really like the shape and the handles. Can you imagine that on a table with some orchids or, oh, this would be so great with mini champagne bottles in it for a party. Aren't those pretty coupes? They look like, I wonder if they're Waterford. Let me check. They certainly feel heavy. Yep, Waterford. It's not, it's right above the price tag. They want $48 a piece. This looks like the Lensmore pattern. Somebody needs to come up with a good repurpose for chafing dishes like this, because there are so many and I see them a lot. I don't think anybody uses these chafing dishes anymore like they used to, so we all need to collectively come up with a good idea for old chafing dishes. I'm always drawn to these martini pitchers. I'm not sure why, because I don't drink martinis, but I think because you just don't see them anymore, maybe. And so often they have these, like, look at this beautiful ornate. It's actually a grape, looks like a grape pattern on it. But they're so pretty. There's another one back here. Not that people are needing a lot of bar decor. Maybe they are. I can't see what that is stamped. That'd make a lot of, that's making a lot of martinis. But if you have a party, you have a martini party, I'm so tempted. And there's another one. There's this one. I mean, it makes me want to buy them all. This one's a little more reasonable, but again, I like these because they have this little grape detail, little pattern. So I might finally bite the bullet. I don't know. What do you think, honey? Martinis for everyone?
Martinis for everyone.
I don't.
Straight up, dry, $3.
Is that how you take it? I have never in my life had a martini, but I want a martini pitcher. Someone in your life you know that loves a good martini, this is a fun gift and completely unique. So should I get both or should I just get one? Both. Yeah, that's what I thought. Go in to BTS and just spend half an hour. We like to spend close to 3. But there's so much stuff in that thrift store. If you want to be thorough, you can't be quick. So I ended up with 3 boxes worth of great stuff. I feel like everything I got was, I say this word a lot, but I thought it was all very unique. Some things that I'm going to take a chance on that I haven't thrifted before. Ended up with a lot of flatware that I can't wait to show you guys. We're gonna go to another store here, not a thrift store, but a store I've been wanting to go to. And then we're gonna go get some sushi. So tomorrow I'll do a fun haul of everything we got at BTS. Okay, so now before you guys get into the comments, and maybe some of you already have, I want to address the pricing. So I see it more of like walking into a big estate sale, because the quality is like that of a lady who has been collecting high-end items for decades, and you're getting to go and pick through them on the second and third day of an estate sale. I think that's how you need to look at this, like estate sale pricing. But I think it's totally worth it, because you don't go in there and find a lot of junk. And I think you probably know what I mean by junk. It's all really, really good quality items, high end, high dollar. When it was originally purchased, was purchased for a lot of money. And so sometimes we thrifters kind of get these thrifter goggles on. And I think some of you know what I'm talking about. Like, we walk into a thrift store and we expect everything to be like $2, $3, $4. And I'm that same way. You know, I want it for dirt cheap when I walk in. So we get these thrifter goggles on, and you go in somewhere and you pick something up and it's $28. It's like, whoa, that's crazy for a thrift store. But I think what we have to remember is the quality of the item, what it was originally purchased for, what it's really worth, the price that you're getting it for ends up being really, really good. And we're fortunate because we go often enough that Morty gives us some really good deals when we go. So we're grateful for that for sure. So I'm just gonna go over some of the things that we picked up that day and a little bit of my thought behind it. All right, I'm not sure where to start because it's all so good. I'll start with something easy. I did pick up these fish plates. They're really nice, big size. There were 6 of them. Anytime I've had a fish plate in the store, it is sold. Did come home with the Mayflower dish. It is stamped Delft. I love the pinks and blues and browns in this. I think someone that's decorating in a very coastal vibe, a coastal grandmother vibe, would totally dig this for decor. Speaking of Delft, I did find 2 of these small little dishes. They're just little trinket dishes, stamped Delft Holland, and I loved them because of the colors in them. So often with Delft, you'd come across the traditional blue and white. So to find these that are more greens and yellows, pinks and blues, I picked up both of those. Got some blue willow saucers because I've been collecting some blue and white saucers to do kind of a mix and matched set. So that's what those were about. I picked up this Cornish ware, this kind of light green stripe. These little, now I'm gonna call them, these are the perfect size for dessert appetizer plates, but I think technically they may be a bread and butter size. So there were 4 of those. And then these dishes that are by K&G in France, they're very beautiful, each with a slightly different floral pattern. Again, I think make for really great dessert appetizer plates, great to mix and match with other dishware. So got all of those. I did come home with both of these little latte mugs. I think they're pretty. And the Santa Barbara Vernon Kilns first edition decorative plate. This beautiful piece. Again, another decorative piece, be beautiful on a coffee table, as a centerpiece on a dining table. It is signed by the artist, so it's original studio pottery by, it looks like, Leon B. Don't know who Leon B is, but he did a beautiful work with this dish. I'm tempted to keep this one. These 2 Lismore Waterford champagne cubes. They are stamped Waterford on the bottom. It's ended up getting a great deal on these, so I'll sell these as a set just in time for ringing in the New Year's. You just can't go wrong with this Lismore pattern. It's just a classic pattern. I grabbed 4 of these silver-plated wine coasters. They're so nice because they're wooden on the bottom. They've got felt on the back, so it protects your table. And then each has this beautiful grapevine design around the edges. I have not had time to polish these up. These should be easy to clean up for you guys. I think these make great gifts for the wine lovers in your life. Pair it with your favorite bottle. Like, I know my parents, I gifted them one years ago, and they just leave it sitting on their dining table. And so it's just there that during dinner, when they refill their glass, they can set their bottle in this and not worry about the drips getting on the table. And of course it looks pretty too. I had got 4 of these, and what's nice, I did not thrift this giant magnum of champagne. It's here for decorative purposes only. Like this bigger one, and I think actually all of these that would work can fit a giant bottle. Can fit a regular size bottle or a magnum, just depending on the party. And this one's a little bit different than the other ones because it has a higher edge to it, but again has that grapevine motif around the edge. So I'll get those polished and in the shop. I did bite the bullet and come home with 2 of these cocktail shakers. I kept calling them martini shakers, but really it's any kind of cocktail that you want it to be. I have polished these up, so I was anxious to see what they looked like underneath the tarnish. And I'm really happy with how they turned out because I think they turned out really pretty. However, and here's one of the things that you just have to know, that when you purchase silver plate like this, the tarnish is covering up all of the flaws, right? And so there's been some spots here where the silver plate has worn off over the years, and including here on the spout. Overall, it turned out in really pretty condition. And I don't know if just here, like somebody was aggressively polishing, which can happen. But I think for something like this, for vintage antique pieces, you have to anticipate most of the time they're not going to be in perfect condition. They've been used and they've been loved, and that's part of their story. I just think it kind of adds to the piece itself. Pair it with their favorite bottle of gin, a little jar of olives, and a martini recipe, some cocktail napkins. What a great gift to give somebody. Great, great idea. Now here's a piece, a silver piece that I did polish up, and it just turned out beautifully. It's just a decorative bowl, but it's a really nice size. So could hold whatever you want it to hold. Table centerpiece again, coffee table. You know, silver plate's just kind of becoming in fashion again. People are loving it. And so to find a piece like this that's just a really nice size, a little bit different than just a traditional round bowl, I really like this. This oil painting, there's no artist signature anywhere. You can tell when looking at it that it's a legit oil painting and looks fairly old from the color of the canvas and just the edge and all that. I love the greens and the yellows. I think it would look so pretty because it's a nice, I guess it's an 8x10 size to go easily fit into a kitchen. Also grabbed, another thing I'm anxious to polish that I haven't done yet is this ice bucket. I have sold some other ones similar to this. This is in the Baroque pattern. It's Baroque by Wallace. And so the inside has this glass insert that's actually a thermos. It's made by the company, Thermos, and it's in really nice condition. So I'm really excited to polish this to see how pretty it turns out. You guys saw me digging. I'm not afraid to dig through a box of flatware. And you know what? Almost every single time it's paid off because I end up getting things for a great price. So we kind of had this all just in one lump in the basket. So we ended up getting everything, all of this flatware, for $5. It was totally worth digging and getting my hands all gross. And so basically we paid about 10 cents a piece. These fish knives, there was a set of 8 of these. These are from a French company. I started grabbing these because I noticed it said Reed and Barton on the back, which is a great brand. Looked up, found the name of the pattern, so just grabbed everything I could, and also just sell these by the piece because it's a discontinued pattern. So have these for a reasonable price for people looking to find more of this pattern. These I was excited to find. This is that Wusthof brand, the really nice knife brand. These are steak knives, and there was a set of 6. These were a great find because I think there was a set of 8 that I saw that was going for like $140. So yeah, really great. I found another cheese plane. I need to just get out some wood oil and clean this up. This is another brand from Norway, so super nice. A lot of this is stainless steel, really quality. I loved finding these little bitty spreaders. There was only 3 of them. They're very mid-century, great to go with a charcuterie board, for the little tapenades and fig jams and other things that are on charcuterie boards. These little spreaders are very nice. Same thing, this is a little set. It's the same brand, but I had never heard of them, and it's just, again, just stainless steel, but a little spreader and a little spoon, a little matching set. Like, again, this would be so nice to just get some cocktail napkins and maybe your favorite jar of fig jam, wrap them up with a ribbon, makes a lovely gift. Like, here's kind of a true butter knife with the rounded edge with a wooden handle. Just so many of odds and ends like this that I ended up picking up. Look at these teeny tiny spoons, teeny tiny spoons, and I believe that these are silver plate because they're tarnished versus stainless steel. Derek was like, what do you do with those? And I said, they go in a little salt cellar, so you could individually salt at your own plate. I'll clean these teeny tiny spoons up and get them listed. I got this nut cracker. I sold one like this before that was stamped France on the handle. This one is not stamped anything, but it's identical to the one I sold previously. And even this candle snuffer, got it for a dime. So, like I said, there are great deals to find. You have to be willing to dig. You have to be willing to get a little bit dirty. Even in these higher end, higher price stores, you can find stuff for a really great deal. Like these little glasses that I ended up picking up that are great for using as, well, they're really probably a sherry glass or a dessert wine. You could use them as a shot glass. You want to elevate your your shot taking. But I got 6 of these and I ended up getting them for $2 a piece. Probably the best thing I found, which is really hard to pick a best out of all this because it's all so good, is this beauty. It is a Staffordshire piece. It has the hole on the bottom that is kind of one of those telltale signs. I did look it up. There is a comp out there right now where actually this little, I'm gonna call it a deer down here at the bottom, the head had broken off, but they wanted like $690 for this piece. Now I need to do some more research. I'm not gonna try to sell this for $690, but I need to do some more research to find out what it is, what a good price for something like this would be. These pieces are highly collectible for a lot of people that love Staffordshire. There's got this clock in the middle and these 2 people, it looks like there's maybe like a Scottish kilt. Maybe it's kind of what this looks like. The comp that I found said that this is from the mid 1800s, Victorian era piece. So I'm very curious to know what this beauty is actually worth. And so if you guys know much about Staffordshire, let me know. Like, this is an estate sale quality item. This beautiful piece, along with everything else you see, will be coming to my Etsy shop, collectedcalifornia.com. So be sure you head over there, check it all out, and of course, all the other great stuff that we've thrifted up and down the California coast. Thanks so much for going with us. And as I always like to say, every piece tells a story, and I'm glad that you're a part of mine. Until next time.